Welcome to Welcome to Big O Blog here, where we still work on diabetes. We're still trying to eat right and evaluate food for diabetes and diabetics and control the spikes so we can enjoy life. This morning, I'm going to have oatmeal for breakfast. And I choose oatmeal this morning because I watch a lot of videos on oatmeal, very good videos on YouTube about whether oatmeal is good for diabetics or not. And they give a lot of good information about oatmeal and the details of oatmeal and the nutrients in oatmeal. But there was no test on oatmeal. So today I want to test oatmeal and the way I eat it and the details of how I put mine together here. But before I start testing my oatmeal, I want to take my blood sugar first so you see where I'm starting at. And then at the end I'll show an hour and a half after where I'm at. Now I'm going to use my my Lavingo measure. You know, I used to use one like these before. I bought at the Reliant. I bought at the drugstore, but these was giving me hell. I had a real hard time. I had so much mist. I had a lot of mist when I did my blood test. I would have to do it several times sometimes. But then I got this from my insurance company. They give these free from Lavingo. And this has been really, really good. I recommend this. If your insurance cover you on this, I recommend you use this. This is really, really good. So I have very little miss with this one. So I'm going to test live this morning my blood sugar before I start eating to see where I'm at. All right, so there's a little prick. I'm like, I have no blood today. Usually I rub my hands together and agitate my hands till the blood starts pouring, but today I didn't do that and looked like a little bit of blood. So a small amount of blood comes up here, just enough to get on my strip. Boom. You see, I don't miss much with this one. It's really good. And you will see. So you see it before me. I'm at 83. So I was fasting. I was on my fast, usual overnight fast. So I'm usually pretty good in the morning because, as I reverse my diabetes. So I'm at 83. Now, I fast every night and I eat breakfast at any time. So my first meal is called breakfast, right? That means that I don't eat breakfast at a certain time. I eat breakfast when I'm ready to eat, when I'm hungry again. So if I fast and I'm not feeling hungry in the morning, when I get up, I just don't eat yet. So breakfast can make me 7 o'clock in the morning, all the way up to 12 o'clock in the day. It's my first meal. I like it to be a light meal. So I eat breakfast whenever I feel like. And so for me, it's no time. My main thing is to fast and give my body time to heal itself, give my pancreas a rest and my liver a rest. So now that you see I'm 83 and I'm ready to eat breakfast now because I'm hungry, you'll see what I did. So what I did is, I've watched a lot of videos about oatmeal and they talk about different types of oatmeal and does it spike you, does it not spike you, but we know that one thing we know for sure, oatmeal is very nutritious. It has lots of vitamins, lots of nutrients, and but has a lot of carbohydrates too. So does the carbohydrates spike you high or not? I know it's going to spike you, but how bad? So they have a different type of oatmeal. So I usually use the steel cut. This is the steel cut. It supposedly has more fiber than the other oatmeals. And what fiber does is, fiber is a soluble that your body does not digest it. It goes straight through your intestine and help with digestion. It also helps with keeping down the amount of insulin your body produces. And plus your gut bacteria loves fiber. And when they have fiber to eat, they don't eat on you. They eat on the fiber instead. You see? So fiber is really good. So, but I love oatmeal and I eat a lot. But I don't always test it because I eat a small portion of it. I don't always test on camera, I mean, for you guys to see. So this oatmeal has, this one has 30 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of other types of fiber, and about 1 gram of sugar. Then it has no vitamin D, but it has calcium, iron, and potassium. So it's okay. It's pretty good. But I usually mix it with some of the regular whole grain oatmeal for flavor. I like this flavor. The steel cut, it is very chewy. It's kind of a heavy cut and it's very chewy. But this one is not as chewy. So I put about a tablespoon of this in it, 2 tablespoons of this in my oatmeal, just to give it a little more texture, a little lighter texture. This one has 2 grams of sugar, 27 grams of carbohydrates, and also have calcium, iron, and potassium. And so they're about the same thing, but just different texture. So the steel cut should have more fiber than this one. This is the old fashioned. I don't use the other kinds because I don't, the instant and so on, I don't touch those at all. These are the only 2 I eat, okay? And I like peanut butter. So I usually put peanut butter in. My oldest son, I saw him eating peanut butter with oatmeal one time, and he said, "You put peanut butter in your oatmeal?" He said, "Dad, it's really good." So I started trying it, and ever since I've been in love with it. So, but I buy peanut butter. I buy natural peanut butter that has only 2 grams of sugar and 7 grams of carbohydrates. And this peanut butter, it has peanut oil. It has the oil in it, so it's very oily, and you have to shake it to mix the oil in, because the other peanut butters, they take off the peanut oil and they put palm oil in it. So they sell the peanut oil and they put the palm oil to soften the peanut butter back, and that's really not so good for you. But this one here is the natural peanut butter. The ingredients in this one is peanut butter. That's the ingredients. I don't buy peanut butter that has any other ingredients besides peanut butter. No sugar, no oils, and just peanut butter. That's it. But again, it's an acquired taste too, right? It's not as sweet as the other ones. And you have to shake a little. And I'm okay with that because I love it. And then I will just take some of my peanut butter. I might overdo it a little bit, okay? So excuse the amount of peanut butter I like. So mine will be a little chunk. See? So I put this amount of peanut butter in right inside of my oatmeal. I don't mix it, I don't stir it into my oatmeal. I just get it, and then you'll see how I eat it. I eat it piece by piece because I like the taste of the peanut butter separate from the oatmeal as it goes in my mouth. I don't just make a paste out of it and stir them together. Right, so here's my peanut butter. I'm gonna keep the spoon because I have another spoon. And then I'm also gonna I'm gonna put a couple berries in here. A couple berries. This is blackberry, and I have some blueberries. And these gonna add a little bit of sugar to it, but I don't want to put too much of them, right? And then I have a boiled egg I'm gonna eat also. So this is my breakfast here. It's gonna be the steel cut oatmeal mixed with the old-fashioned oatmeal, the natural peanut butter, and the blueberries and the blackberries, and my boiled egg, right? So this should be good enough for me. Now I can tell I don't have to control my portion because the carbohydrate is very high here. So I have a cup and a half of oatmeal. Now, usually recommend a cup, but I'm a big guy and I'm hungry. I'm gonna have a cup and a half, okay? So, and this looks good. And I had this many times before, so I know it tastes good. All right, so, and I'm not gonna predict how much spike I'm gonna get from this, but I know I'm gonna get a lot of nutrients from this. The fiber in this is gonna allow me to fast again before I eat again today. This is gonna allow me to fast for at least 5 or 6 hours, because the fasting is the only way to keep your weight in control and let your body recoup itself and help reverse the diabetes. You cannot keep eating constantly all day long and producing insulin all day long and expect diabetes to roll back, right? So you have to do the fasting. So you want to eat meals that has good fiber and good nutrients, so you can be strong when you fast. Okay, I'm gonna also have a cup of coffee when I'm finished here. All right, so I'm gonna eat this. So how I eat this is this. See, I don't squash it all together. I take a little bit of peanut butter and some oatmeal and a berry, and I eat it. And what I like about that is I can taste the peanut butter, the berry, and the oatmeal by themselves as they crunch in my mouth. They eventually mix together, but for taste-wise, the taste happened before the mix. So I get the taste. If I mix it all together, I don't like how it tastes when I go by the first time. But like this, where the oatmeal is separate from the peanut butter, and the berries is not crunched in here. When I put it in my mouth, I get all three tastes separate. And when it mix and goes down, I don't care then. You know, we eat for taste too, right? So that's how I eat my peanut, that's how I eat my oatmeal. So you don't have to make a porridge out of all of this. I don't add any sugar to my oatmeal, any cream or anything. My oatmeal is boiled strictly in water, and that's it. I don't add anything else except what I just show I add here. All right? Because I don't want the dairy in here and the more sugars. And these berries and the peanut butter, is tiny amount of sugar they have, but they have fiber again. So I'm adding more fiber to the fiber in the oatmeal. And the peanut butter, I get proteins from that. And the egg, I get my proteins from that. And the yellow of the egg, I get my nutrients, other nutrients that, you know, egg has lots of nutrients. So this meal is very nutritious and should last well. Okay? So in about an hour and a half, I'm going to come back and let you know how this works out. So if you're wanting to know again, you can rewind the video or I'll help you right here. This is the smoke matchup, but there's two brands I like, Smuckers and I forget the other brand, but it's a little more expensive, but the taste is good, right? And the old-fashioned oatmeal, I just buy the store brand, but you can buy the Quaker Oats brand, buy the store brand. It's okay. And I want to use this for smoothness. But the steel cut is a little more expensive, but it has a lot more texture. It's more chewy. It takes a longer time to cook, about 30 minutes to cook the steel cut. Whereas this one cooks in about 2 or 3, in about 5 minutes. That's the main difference. But to get something what you want, you gotta have patience. You know, patience. You know, everything is patience. So I'm enjoying this right now. And I'm feeling good. And you see me? Look at me. Nice and lean. And I'm staying like this. Because I'm paying attention to my eating. Because I want to live. I want to live a healthy life. And I want to roll back keep my diabetes rolled back. I want you to roll yours back too. All right? So it's all about diabetes here. So let me go ahead and eat. And I'll be back in a little while to let you know how this worked out. Okay? Blessings. All right. It's been an hour and a half. And it's time to let you see how that breakfast impact my blood sugar. Now, one thing I want to clarify is I could have tested the oatmeal by itself without any eggs or without any peanut butter or anything, just to tell you how oatmeal spikes. But my idea is not to look at any one specific thing, since the reality of my life is I always eat multiple things together. And in my previous years of trying to analyze my blood sugar, I was testing individual things. And I wasn't really very successful doing that because they would say it's good. And then I'd eat 2 or 3 things and my blood spike. And I say, why it spike? So I realize now that sometimes when things go together, the spike is different than when you check them by themselves. So I don't test individual items. I always test multiple items in the exact way I eat a breakfast or lunch or dinner. Everything together. I don't test one thing. I don't need to know how one thing doing for me. I need to understand how these things together affect me because that's how I eat. And I usually have a good idea of what it is because I know the ingredients in each item. And I know when I'm combining too much carbs or too much sugar, I can have a good idea. So this morning I had carbs in the oatmeal, some sugar in the berries I had also, and very little sugar in the peanut butter. I'm a natural, about 1% natural sugar, but about 6% carb. So a little carb from the peanut butter, carb from the oatmeal, the 2 types of oatmeal I had in there. That's the only sugar I had to worry about. The eggs was not sugar. So I kind of know the ingredients, but I need to see how when I have a meal. And plus I had a cup of coffee, and I'm still having one more cup of coffee. I eat 2 cups of coffee a day. And I had one about an hour and a half ago, and I have another coffee cup now. So that's why I usually test all of stuff together instead of just individual items. Now let me, I'm going to test live again. So you will see, before I see how that did work out for me in an hour and a half. I'm going to use my 11 go, and I'm going to get my strip ready, get ready to spike myself. So I got to get the blood rolling in the hands a little bit. Come on, blood. You know, so I get a nice little lump of blood. I usually rotate my fingers. So I use another finger. Okay, so here we go. Today I'm short of blood or something today. Usually I hit that boom, it pops out there so nicely. Now I have to squeeze it out to get it. All right, I think I have enough here. I don't want to take too much blood, just enough to get on the strip. And this is pretty accurate strip. It's did a good job. Right away. It catches the blood right away. I mean, you're going to see before me how I did. Hope it's not scary. Hope it's not scary. Yeah. Okay. So it's 100. So actually, after an hour and a half, to be 100 from 83, that's a beautiful breakfast. You see? It's a beautiful breakfast. But what I can say is, I don't know the difference between the two oatmeals, if they'd be different if I had all of the old-fashioned or all of the steel cut. I don't know the difference of that yet. But for now, I know I can have that and enjoy a good breakfast. Enjoy my oatmeal, enjoy some fruits from my oatmeal, enjoy my egg, and I'm feeling good. I know my blood hadn't spiked because I didn't feel the tingling I normally feel when I have a high spike. So now I could sustain myself for the whole day with my blood sugar being on around 100 and under 100. Is that beautiful? You think I should count myself diabetic? I'm not diabetic in this sense. As long as I sustain my eating habits and understand what I'm eating, I could count myself not diabetic. But if I was to stray away and stop eating the way I do and stop testing my food properly and eating the proper food, I am diabetic because my pancreas have an issue and it doesn't fix just like that. So just like medicine is used to control sickness, then you can use your food to control in this case. So all in all, you see the oatmeal, steel cut oatmeal with the old-fashioned oatmeal, and the food was very good. It was a good breakfast with the peanut butter, right? So there you go. And you saw it before me, so enjoy your oatmeal. Enjoy the way. I remember I had no cream, I had no sugar, and I had no sweetness. The only sweetener was the fruit, okay? And they really mild sugar in those berries, okay? So I kept the sugar down, but the carb wasn't bad, right? It's really, really, really good. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something. I know you can eat your oatmeal and put the right things with it. Stay away from the sugar and the creams and so on. You'll be fine. All right. Blessing. Maybe I'll test the old-fashioned by itself without the steel cut and see how bad if that's bad or not. You know. But remember to fast. Be fast every day. Fast at least twice a day, and get about I try to get at least 16 hours of fasting in a day to keep my body healthy. Because fasting is just as important as eating. All right. Overeating is the dangerous thing. All right. So blessings. Thank you very much. See you again. Come back.